Now don't say anything more.
Hello, my dear friends. I probably could have whaled off the board, but I got 3 devices going here. And a checklist that's a little off. That's okay. It's okay. I got my little checklist, see, which I didn't really check, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Because, I gotta make sure all the lights are on. I gotta make sure the, uh-oh, that's probably messing things up. Actually, that's a little better. If everything's in focus. Oh, a bunch of other stuff you don't care about. Let me see. Start painting, Mike. We're wasting my time. Okay, let's talk about this image we're going to do. That's really pretty beautiful reference. I did one, and yeah, I bailed on it. Well, no, I'm not throwing it away. I bailed on the video. You're not going to want to watch that. There was too much struggle going on with my whole Adobe thing. I left Adobe done with them, and I'm scrambling a little. But the reference we're doing today, I just used the Sky Swap in a program called Luminar Neo. Well, I'm having some problems with getting registered properly, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Anyway, this is pretty gorgeous reference, and I painted this scene before. I flipped it, and it had such a distinctive sky in it that I had to swap the sky out. So this morning before I came in, I used the Luminar, and I'm happy with this. It's actually very artistic. I'm not happy with some of the things I wasn't able to do, like have the sky as a selection and apply I like a little lightness coming up from the bottom, but we're adapting. Okay, so let's see. Good. I basically was going to start painting, and then I got very involved with cleaning this palette and setting up all my tubes of paint over there yesterday, and then I'm still deep into this Adobe Photoshop. Well, I'm coming out of it, actually. I'm coming out of it. Yeah, a big part of it is getting my office resorted out. And why? You would think, because when you change one thing in your workflow, it affects everything else. So, yeah, there we go. Anyway, now I've always painted this scene. I flipped it, like I said. I don't really like the lean going on there. I can see when I'm looking at a big 12 by 16 I did of this not that long ago. And this is not a stubby, but it's kind of a stubby. I don't want a super stubby. Grid. You want to do the grid? Let's do the grid. Beautiful day right now. My gosh. Oh, and yeah, I want to say that the problem with the painting, and like I said, it's acceptable. It's not great. And oh, yeah, it's a little problematic. And the problem was there in the reference, so just a heads up. Just a heads up. We do have like a horizon. Where's my grid? We don't have and I'm not doing a distant lake or anything here. It's rolling hills and all that, okay? Which is, fine. Fine, glasses off. And my friend was just in here. One of the few people, you know, don't care if the reference is up. He knows what I'm about. Oh. Oops, so off. I prefer that though. I'm gonna move this. And he was like, you should paint that the grass in the middle. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna paint that. I don't want that. There's a lot of oil on this board. Too much oil. This trail does all sorts of funky stuff in the distance. Usually doesn't work out, but hey. What the heck? My clippy becoming cut. This is what I do. You can get these probably like we have the Asian dollar store out here. This is the best ones because they're small. You don't want, I mean, it's probably aren't as good for your ears, but you don't want those big fluffy ones. Those are no good. And you don't want the plastic ones because they don't have enough strength. Now, it's possible the paper ones would be okay. I don't know. The thing is, like, pretty much what you're buying in the, yeah, these are great. Nice and hard. Yeah, that's what you want for this. It wouldn't be very pleasant with your ears. That's looking good. This is like, not really a stubby, but I don't know. It spoke to me. I just put all my stubbies in their own jar. There's like 9 of them. And some of them are ridiculously stubby. Stubby to the point of, I don't know what. Now, one thing, now this kind of wedge really bothers me. You see that? But there's a solution. And it's in the reference actually to make it a little darker. Okay. Nice. There we go. I tend not to like super straight trunks. I'm going to give it a little tilt. Now, there's much I do not like about this tree shape. It's from a long time ago. I originally painted this probably 10 years ago. Not as much to like as well. So this is, I wanted a little more width than I'd get with a stubby. That's why I'm using this brush. And just working on masses here. I think it's good to take the tree right off. We may need to pull the trunk in. But the thing is with the foliage and stuff in the underneath is not that distinct either. A lot of times it's quite a dark tree here, but it's appropriate to maybe even really get into a silhouette kind of thing and then just pull out the highlights. You definitely want a little lean on that trunk. Straight trunks just don't speak to me. I'm sorry. And we're just going to have a slightly different tone underneath there. And the reference falls apart here. I'm banking on the fact I've done enough trees that I'll be able to work this out. Look at that on the camera. That's a nice tree. It's fine. Pretty good representation of the reference. And this is kind of a Twilight scene, but see what I mean? That's like not a bad approach. Okay. I'm going to go a little stronger and darker on the bottom here just because I want to fill it in with another tone. You don't want to worry too much about stuff like that. It's not the subject. It does need to be dealt with appropriately, though. We'll see. So we're going to do this drawing. As much I do not like about this, but okay. This is another distant meadow. There's a tree smacked out. All this happened because there was a big fat tree in the middle and I didn't want it. No, that's not a good plan. We're just going to have the tree there. And then we could have some that's probably fine. I'm asking a lot of questions about what's going on there. Let's have a look in the camera. Yeah, I'm asking questions. I got questions. What the hell's going on? Let's make it a little bigger and see if we can decipher. Yeah, okay. I think the key to making something like this work is all super indistinct. That's not too bad. A little bit of I think the main key to pulling this off, make sure the tree, we could do a bunch of things behind this tree as long as the tree's darker than the things behind. All right, we're having real trouble here. What I've done is I turned off the reference. It's not helping me. It's very confusing. Gosh, it's like freaking deja vu. It's a 2-3 strategy. It's not bad, especially if this isn't dark. I can just have that little meadow there light. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that'll work. All right, let's make some colors. We're gonna go. Gosh, time's flying. Time's flying. know those are loud. I'll spare you. I had a gentleman querying me on Photoshop. Hopefully he does join, but I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't, because he's wanting like real clear, detailed type instructions. Yeah, I mean, you can get a lot from me, but I'm probably not that guy. Although, I mean, I got the book. The book makes things quite clear as any book I ever got, you know. I will say that in spite of all my struggles today, I'm pretty happy with this brush. These are pretty inspiring clouds, very inspiring sky. I mean, not that what I'm painting now is inspiring. It's just getting some things in there. I'd say that's enough. All right, let's mix some colors. That's recording. That's recording. Well, let's start with that sky. I'm going to do the blue. Probably more than that. I think it's phthalo. Maybe it's Prussian. It looks like Prussian, but it could be phthalo. Not a huge difference between them. It almost makes you wonder why they would need to invent the old Prussian. Now, you can see there my old trick, bringing the raw umber. That is all going a bit greenish, right? Which is degreenifying. That's a really pretty good color. Now I'm not mixing every variation of blue I'm going to need. Just one, the main one. Not too light, not too dark. And there you go. Paper towel. Yeah, no, this morning got away from me because this Adobe thing. So many things. Like, it's almost like I was, a right-handed person and lost the use of my right hand. It's really like that. Okay, you're gonna do a nice warm gray. We'll use you. But the thing is about Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike, he don't give up. He don't. I do not. I don't want this too dark. I am liking that. That's probably where I want to be. A bit of a clay feel. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I was contemplating adding a little green to it, but you don't want green in your sky. Green is not the place. You could try it, and then you'll know. You'll be teaching somebody later on when you're teaching painting. You'll be teaching them, Dad, don't do that green in the sky. That don't work. And then they go, well, but maybe it will. And then they'll make the mistake themselves, etc., so on and so forth. Okay. I don't see a lot of cool gray in the reference. That does not matter. My mixture of Mike's gray there is a little on the light side, so I'm going to make that a little darker. It doesn't matter if I don't have, if I want to, for my sky, it's always a cool gray and a warm gray. I will spread it around. So that's just, that's based on experience. But again, like, I can tell you things. So, yeah, whatever, man. It doesn't mean anything because it's coming from a place where you don't know. You just got to take my word for it. And I'm not ever saying that. I'm just telling you things. I might fiddle with this reference a little at lunch. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, yep. I'm getting some oranges now. This is red iron oxide, burnt sienna, which I thought, I could use either one. Yep, I'm out. Burnt sienna is too chalky. I'm using red iron oxide. And now half the tubes out there you're going to buy called burnt sienna, that's what they are. That's a little too strong. So people that don't use black in their painting, they're going to have a hell of a time doing that. You're going to have to work twice as hard to do that. So you put the black in your painting, on your palette, I mean. But use it intelligently. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I'm liking that. What I like about that is like there's no other red in it other than the burnt sienna / red iron oxide. Yeah, so red iron oxide it's basically a purified form of the burnt sienna pigment. I don't know how they do it. I might be curious to ask. I was talking to a new artist here at the quarry, and just about pigments and stuff, and she clearly wasn't as interested as I am in that sort of thing. I do. I don't know everything about every pigment. There's hundreds of pigments I don't use, but the pigments I do use, I know what they are. I know what they do. Okay. Let's bring some white into that. You're looking at this reference, same as I am right now. That's pretty good. I can blend these together that's a bit saturated. It's too saturated. We'll kill that. Now if I killed it with the black, that would not be good. That would bring in a bunch of green, overtly nastiness. Killing it with the raw ambrique is a natural effect. I'm liking that. It's a natural effect. Now we're going to go one step lighter. And then the reference is very yellow. I'm going to go less yellow. I'll prove it to you because I'm going to start with the yellow ochre. I am bringing in some of this. I do love that color I'm looking at. Wow, look how that's what CAD does for you. All right, people wonder why do you spend a lot of money on that CAD? Well, no other color is going to do that. I don't. You can approximate with CAD red, the CAD yellow hue. Gosh, that's pretty good. Just tiny more pop, which means. No, actually I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to go a little lighter too. Yeah, good. Sky's done. Well, the sky's not done. The color mixing's done. This is a great thing about my particular approach. I think is like you break everything up into stages instead of like working. Now I've had my eyes off of the painting for a minute, and when I look back, I'm thinking, yes, I want to adjust this or adjust that. That is nice. Okay, let's see what else we want. Oh, the do bum boop 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 boop. We want some darks. Mostly. Believe it or not, I'm prettying it up with the ivory black. I've got a lot more opacity than I would have had with ivory black alone, though. Burn umber is more opaque than ivory black, I think. It's not an opaque color. It's a semi-transparent, semi-opaque, however you want to call it. Nice. These are very earthy greens, but I'm still going to start with the Perylene. Bring in the Mike's green. That's very cool. Too dark as well. Cool, dark, I want. Put some red iron oxide in there. I got a bit carried away with that Perylene. I was enthused. I don't want it that dark. I want to spread. I like that. It could even be lighter, but that's all right. So there's a tip for you too. I mean, you're mixing your colors. Things are going sideways. Pull some away, and then don't keep adding. You don't end up with giant piles of paint. Then you'll be wasting paint. That's sitting there. Maybe we'll use it. Maybe we won't. This is about the tone I want, so I might take a little bit in there. Why not? Just so it's not a stranger. To pull off this kind of landscape, wow, that barely dented that. Barely dented it. But I think that's a good color. Because I'll have a bunch of red in doing its own thing anyway. That field back there, that's going to be a transitional bit of hills or whatever. That's going to be a very bright meadow. Simple. And these are all grass tones, which we're going to mix right now. I don't need you. I'm going to get rid of you. Grass tones. I'm going to start with this. A pretty good mix is Mars with the raw umber. I mean, what do I need to change there? I could bring in more black and flatten it, but I think instead of that, bring a little bit of burn umber. There we go. Perfect. Bringing in black there. I'm looking at the reference. If I wanted to match that color exactly, I would have brought in the black. But I don't care about that. I only care about my painting. Dark grass. I'm going to do 2 rows. Been a while since I've done 2 rows, but hey. Dark grass. Middle grass. So that looks fakey. The key to it looking not fakey, and one of the reasons why raw umbers are in its place as a desert island color, is that we add in. And I want to spread that from here. It's too related, so we'll bring in a little cad And then there's a spread. We have a spread. In the reference, everything's going very greeny. I don't like that so well. So all that grass is kind of greeny. I don't care about that. I don't want that. You might think, oh, you can try it. I mean, you can't know that subtle. The grass is just turning. Yeah, I don't know. It's either summer or I'm doing green grass. Light grass. Same deal here. That looks fakey. That looks, that's a bit, you can get away some chalk. I'm going to de-chalkify a bit with the CAD. See? Nice. That brings it back into the yellow ochre kind of thing. When I brought in the white to kind of lighten it a bit. The white, of course, did add some chalkiness. Oh, that's a great grass spread. We do a highlight green. I feel like it's been a while since these colors and this sort of scene was a go-to for me all the time. So I feel like with these greens I'm mixing, I've been in a different place doing different things. But the orange into the green with a little tap of the permanent green. And I'll take a second. Now you got in the Substack, also at the beginning of the video, I show you the palette with the labels. Then probably in this color mixing session, hopefully I've got room to do the palette with the labels. There's not very much. But I'll talk you through it real quick right now before we go. It's a little facey. I mean, it's a beautiful subdued color. More smokiness with that orange in it than the light green for the foliage. There we go. One thing I like about these knives, I can be pretty rough with them. They're going to break. The DOS equivalent would break if I applied anywhere near this kind of pressure to it. Oh yeah, I was thinking, I told him I was going to do something. What am I going to do? I'm going to tell you what's on the palette here. It's also helpful for the transcription too, which is, I'm always working on perfecting. I'm always working on perfecting every aspect of this. I'm predominantly a painter, not a teacher, but I like to teach too, and this is how I do it. So, titanium white, 100%, no zinc adulteration, that's from Gallon. You can get 100% titanium white. You should be checking your tube. If it's got zinc in it, that's fine. I use it for the gray over there. It does a whole different thing. It acts differently. And I have mostly don't use too much zinc process. If I worked on canvas, I would use 0. Buff titanium, look it up. Titanium buff, that's titanium white before it's bleached. You didn't know that, did you? Well, if you've been with me a while, you know that. Okay, next, CAD yellow, yellow ochre, Mars yellow, my friend. This is some raw umber. There'll be a big play eye on this painting. Mike's green, that's acrylite yellow with ivory black. CAD orange, CAD red hue, cadmium red, red iron oxide, aka burnt sienna, aka red iron oxide. That's from an ancient tube of Winton. It's looking good. It was a gift, and it's working its way into a painting. I don't know why I got this giant amount of perylene here. Perylene doesn't dry too fast. The perylene is like my Thalos substitute. I'll leave it. Okay, I'm getting ahead. That's burnt sienna, rose madder, deep, and that is burn umber, perylene green, black/green, Permanent green light, that's from Gamblin. That's the only one that looks like that. I will say you can use the Winton permanent green. It was okay, but not as good. Diox purple. It's phthalo blue. Pretty sure it's phthalo. Might be Persian. I think it's phthalo. Ivory black. Mike's gray. That's ivory black mixed with the sort of titanium white that you get that has the zinc in it, which is everything unless you're making sure not to. So. And that's Mars Black. See ya after lunch. Did you know you could buy the book? Landscapepainter.co.nz. The book cost. That's us. 60. We're recording. Oh, sorry. I should have done the water first. US. Done with the coffee. Gonna have some tea. Decaf tea, just so you know. Yeah, still dealing with digital whatever, but we have to come in. We have to do some painting. I do like that. It's a little pleasant. I went a little lighter. I don't want it quite, and that's kind of like what it is in the reference, but I think it's too dark for that position of the sky in the reference. Maybe. You'll see the difference pretty subtly. Okay, we're gonna do the old. I feel like we're doing a lot of things in an older way. The old reset from blue to gray. This was a big thrill for me when I first got I had the cat orange on my palette for 6 years. But you go, what? What's the big deal with that? Yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah. Now we're in gray mode. Didn't have to change the brush. That's the power of that orange. That's a really good color. I'm going to go a little darker. See, hardly any paint there. Yeah, it's got a little slightly purple. That's pretty. It was too ugly there. Okay. Nice. That's almost got a little cool, but that's alright. So far off of that. Oh, we're right in that. I'm gonna. There we go. Now, in the reference, that's two strong clouds. I do like that little bit of dark gray there. I'm not going as dark. I'm not doing too. And as I've told you a bunch of times, it's good to, you're going to do a color in one spot, you can put a little bit of it somewhere else too. It just, otherwise what happens, a lot of times you might be looking at that in a gallery or having a show, and you'll notice, well, one half of the sky seems one way and the other half seems entirely a different way, and this avoids some of that. That's nice. I like that. I think we're good. I'm going to start moving into other tones. I don't even know if I need this cool lemonade, but I'm going to do a little of it in there. Just for, first of all, it's not far off from the blue, so. Transitioning now. I know I'm going to need more oil. Might as well get it now. It does feel good to be painting. All this digital stuff, I tell you, I was right on the fence. Just, just go out plein air. Just forget about digital everything. Who knows? That may have to happen. They're starting to get real stupid. It's kind of less opaque than I thought. It's a good transitional color. I need to wipe out my brush. There's a ton of gray in the brush, so that's one of the things fighting me. Like, this color is a little more pure than you would have thought from what was going on the canvas. It does need to be a little lighter. So we lightened it with the orange and added chroma too, which is Good. I'm gonna get some chroma at some point. I would like that a little redder. That's pretty subtle, but hey, we'll take it. I definitely want that brighter, but that's sky color. It's gonna, well, I should remember, we're not gonna do that bright yellow all the way up there, so don't mind it a bit bright. Notice when I'm getting the oil, I'm not getting tons of it. I don't want to go too deep. Yeah, that was a little of the actual CAD. I don't think I need to get into that. It was very little. That's just a little pinking. Didn't even look pink. I think that's one of the reasons why I was reaching for that actual CAD. That's because I made those hills up there a little taller. That's a bit dark too. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. We're gonna have to come back in with a little blue. That's now it's time though. To get our brightest in. We're going to go a little further here. I got too deep, like I said.
Knock, knock.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. You got $40 on you?
Yeah, I probably do. Sure, hold on. Hello, Daisy! Oh, you can say hello. Hello. Oh, it's been like a whole day. In dog years.
Half
right?
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just jump on up. Oh, and Jerry and Alfie were very interested in how Daddy smelled.
Okay, they could smell female.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, don't get incestuous there, Jerry. I don't know what they do in the wild with that. Do you?
What? Just
Well, okay, it's like the dad. There's going to be a bitch that's going to be his daughter as part of the pack. I've really wondered how that works.
That happens. They just get inbred.
No, I don't think so. I think Mother Nature's smarter than that.
But I think they don't always. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you
very much.
Yeah, good one.
It's that's why the males have.
I should find that one out. That would be. I've been pondering that for a while, because there must be some natural thing that kicks in, like.
I suppose there might be.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'd all be. They would have been long ago all pretty retarded.
Well, the female might have just bugger off.
Yeah, just say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably most likely it. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, good one, man. See ya. Yep.
See you later.
We're almost done here. A brick. Every day is different, my friends. Every painting's different. You might think, oh, I've done this all before. Trust me, it's different in so many ways. One thing I do like, I'm not going to go as bright as the reference. I like these streaks over the side. Now keep in mind my meadow there is going to be more of a highlight, a little bright. I think that's a good move. don't think that was blue and then became a gray, and then they keep backing off of it. Yeah, it's getting there. This looks a little pinchy. Might be a good spot to bring in some more color though. Stay away from the white because I don't want this chalk. Maybe a little. I'm pretty happy with that. This seems a little dark. Not really dark in the reference, but this looks a little bit like, it's working pretty well actually. I want to transition a little out here. Okay, we got to do a little more blue. The plan here is just to overwhelm it with blue. Wiped off the brush, you didn't see that. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Big rolling skies. You just know when to stop. You know, we've got some nice expressive things going on here. This could be a problem. I say because it could be distracting. That works. Okay. Just want to break up that mass. I don't mind that being big like that. That's good. One last thing here. Let's get this transition. I'll leave it. Yeah, so the reason I'm always like, oh, I'll leave it, because what'll happen is you'll lose the freshness in the sky, and then once you've lost that, you've lost almost everything. Sorry to say. I'm happy with that, though. It's expressive. I mean, there's a little bit of finessing. Not like that. thought I'd wipe that right off, but I did not. Nice. This brush is a little big for that path. We'll try this. We do have some color. Those are grass color though. I want more tannish. More brown. Brown's not brown, if you know. If you know, you know. Oh, there's a big clue. Japanese don't even have a word for the color because it's, what is it? You know, we'll make that lighter and better. I'll start with this. This is good. The color pretty good. And then, yes, I do see a shift in the reference to more of a red. I don't know if that's going to serve me given my grass colors. I think I'll back off of that. What I'm going to do for this path is mix the, just from in the sky colors, I mixed my path color, you saw. Yes, that's got a bit of that cool cherryish thing. I can get rid of that with a little bit of orange, see? That's nice. It's still kind of neutral. It's not too red though. I won't need it too red because I want it to really come up as a kind of a dirt path. If it's too red, it might still read, but this will be a lot clearer. I'm gonna be careful here because I'm gonna have grass highlights, but there'll be more yellow and stuff. That's one reason for going a little. Probably good enough. Maybe a little far down. Yeah. Yeah, you saw me throw the matter in. Not so much because I wanted the red, but black alone. And then you saw me follow up with the black. That's the bottom of this path. I want that a little darker. I don't mind a little bit of a hum down on the bottom there. A bit more red. It needs to be darker than this is turning out. Now this is happening because of all the paint on the inside of the brush. Also combined with the paint on the board. Painting's where it's at, man. One thing I'm becoming increasingly convinced of after going through all this Photoshop stuff and all the AI. You guys know I'll use a little AI to manipulate my reference. I've got other projects I'll use it too. I don't feel threatened by AI because there's always been artists better than me around. You know, and frankly, it's going to take care of all the work that the normal, non-artistic, non-creative people may want done, and which has always been a strain if you've been a creative like myself working as a professional artist. These non-creative types that they don't even really know they're not creative. That's just the sad thing. And I'm not dissing anybody. In fact, everyone's got some creativity in some way. I say that because I'm a positive type person, not because reality has necessarily shown that to me. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, I want to be careful there not to dig in too much. Okay, and the reason for the big cleanup on the palette here is because we're coming in with our darks now, and nice and clean. I don't think I want to mess around. I think it's going to be, well, the problem with Silver Grand Prix here is a little on the small side. I got a lot of big spots I want to do, and not a lot of little tiny details, so what are you doing in that cup? You're in the wrong cup. Here we go. I'll show you here. It's a treacle hog bristle filbert. It's a 0. Look, it's got like, I'm going to be able to do some control things if I need them, but also have advantage of it being longer. I really like this 0 actually. I need to get some more of these. Brushes wear down. I can show you my jar with stubbies in it now. They wear down. Of course, most of what's in that jar is Robert Simmons, which would have been, yeah, it took me many years. What the hell, Mike? Okay, I need this reference real tiny. It's not that clear. What's what? The hell? Well, that's because I hit the board. Now, I'm going to have to get that off the Schwab because something like that will fight you. I want that. That's one of the few areas I want 100% dark. The ivory black in there is fighting me. Too thin. Pretty, but too thin. Same old problem. I'm going to go with Mars black. And in the darks, you don't really notice that the... there we go. I don't mind some red humming through. You see these strokes now, how wide that is? It's very little effort. That's why I didn't go with the... Silver Grand Prix. Instead I went with the Treckle, T-R-E-K-E-L-L assistant. Oh god, it spells that usually likes to spell treacle. Anyway, digital is not where it's at. Maybe for setting things up. Frankly, I got enough reference probably set out to repaint all the things I've done before, I guess. Because it's the painting that's always different. The reference is just a means to an end. That's why I was telling my friend, who's also a big supporter of this channel, that's why I don't want the reference image permanently on these palette videos. It's because it ain't about the reference. Maybe, yes, I know from you as a standpoint of the person that wants to learn painting, it's helpful. But these videos serve multiple purposes. And connect things up. Watch out for polka dots even in a situation like this. That's pretty good. Now, I'm not going as dark down there. I just told you I'm going to be like what I do need. Here, I don't want this too strong, too dark. I do want some bit of shadows in there. And these, we'll do over here too. This will be alright. You could say it's a little more distant, yes, but it's serving a purpose. The shape I did there, it's not in the reference, as you can see, but it's helping support us. Because it's keeping our eye back there. It's my problem solver. I do want that darker down there, but I don't really want this coolness of the black to predominate. So what I'm going to do, put that there. I'm going to do it now. Nah, don't need that. This will keep this as a pure black brush. That's what we'll do. That's fine. We're done with the darks. How about that? Sky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's almost always a good idea Now, towards the end of the painting, you might have some latitude, but almost always good to keep that black brush so you can grab it and make a dark statement with a clean brush, because if the brush has been if it's been stepped on with some other colors, you won't get the clean dark you want. Yeah, so what we're going to do here is make dark grass. And you can see how dark we went there. I want some life in it, some color. Tiny bit of black, maybe. That's very thin. And I don't mind that too much. It could streak. It'll be alright. The Mars yellow is bringing in opacity. You can see it's not changing the color too much. Did I think that was going to be like way darker? Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did, honestly. It's probably dark enough. See, it's kind of like a burnt. That's nice. Very green in the reference, but you saw me mix those. It's too strong for there. Too strong. And I don't need to do all this grass right now. Lessen my brush here. This was just supposed to be shadows underneath other colors. Nice. Now we can go into our greens. What color am I going to make those hills? I don't know. Probably some kind of grayish, greeny blue. Grayish, greeny blue? How's that sound? I'm liking that sky. That's looking good. I was very inspired by the reference, and I've done a good job. Now, and I do tend to leave things like this, I've noticed, and it's because I don't want to get overly persnickety. Okay, greens. Yeah, that same brush will work for the greens. You remember that was fighting me a bit. I had to throw some away. It still feels a little cool. And that's why I'm not using the matter. I'm using the red iron oxide, which isn't doing much. That's probably dark enough though. Yeah, one more red. Let's try a little matter. See how we go. That's what I need right there. glow here. Pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to go to the grass, back to the grass. That just felt chalky. It doesn't matter all that much for grass, but I want a little more red than that, and I'm not getting it, so I am now. Holy cow. Too much. Too far. Let's see what it looks like on the that's one of the reasons for the CAD red. I mean, if you're not getting what you want from the yeah, it's not so bad, is it? You're not getting what you want from the burnt sienna, red iron oxide, and yeah, break out some of that CAD, push it into Red Town. I'm going to Red Town. Now notice I'm doing that grass side of the brush thing. I've been talking about that for years. I'm teaching it to any students I got here. That's better than dash, dash, dash. I used to do a lot of that. Every now and again I finished off with a few little strokey dashes. Well, this color's doing a great job. I'm happy. Now of course we got great support from the board color here, no question about that. Put things, darker things up underneath. Sorry for all the noise. They're working on the, it's going to be an art supply store. Should be good. Hope that'll be good. Very green in the reference. The values I'm doing are pretty close to the values in the reference. Now, say I wanted that grass more in a green sort of tip. I would have put the emphasis more on the raw umber or yellow ochre kind of thing. I'm happy with this. I think this is good. You thought we were working with that color, didn't you? But no, what we were working with was the combination of the two. Now we don't want just highlight up here. There's a brighter color. But it won't be all the way up against those trees. Now, one thing I saw recently, I think it's a good idea for you to remember. I don't always follow it, but in general, if you want something realistic, then you don't want to bring your shadows all the way to the edge of the object you're painting. You'll always have a bit of light there. That's realism. What I do is not 100% realism. In a sense it is, because you can tell what it is I'm painting. But in another sense it's designed. It's looking good. I knew that was going to fight me. Let's see if this works. That was a little burn number. It did work. We have some more highlights and stuff there. That's probably good for now. Let's deal with the let's deal with those hills, eh? That gray is sitting there, it's looking at me and it's saying, "Here I am, I could do the job. Just mix me with something. Let me do it." The green? It's the red. Doesn't need to be too a little darker in the nook. fighting me, are you? Don't like what I'm doing? Fine. Try and pull off some subtle stuff. Quite a lot of paint sitting on the board. Okay. Well, hey, that reminds me, I didn't do any green on this side. It doesn't need to make a statement. Okay, back to the green. First we'll do this other side. I added that just because, first of all, I don't need it as strong as what's there. You see that mixing red did add a slight amount of chalkiness. It doesn't usually, but on the other hand, don't usually use it for this kind of job. It's nice. There's a certain amount of smoky. Actually, that's probably solving my problem for back here. That's dark. It won't be as dark as the, it's losing the plot. This color back here, it don't need to be pretty. Well, it needs to be different from the tree. That's not too bad. Yellow ochre is just kind of one of those colors that recedes a bit too. We need to go in and strengthen a few darks, but we're good. That's looking good. That solved that problem. I'll have a double check in the camera. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, now we're gonna get some glow happening. I'm gonna need to keep this colors too ugly. It did its job. Is this the green? Mike. Right. Yeah, I can do all this with just the one. All right. Not you. You're my dedicated dark brush. You're my sky brush. You're the alternate brush. And you are the foliage / grass brush. And now it's time to do the... We are getting close to done. 20 after 2. Started around 1 with the color. Let's see if this shows up at all. Proper green. I'm merging it into a little more orangey. There we go. Give us some more of a glow. That's gotta go darker. Oh, good job for you, little brush. Except not really. More colors in there. Where's that little brush? You come here. You do a good job for me. Actually, it might be good for back there. Okay. That might be highlighting enough on the trees. Yeah, we could go further, but for now, we're going to start in with this. I think this is the color. Remember that was green and orange, right? 2 steps. We're going to do. We'll turn something that was a bug into a feature. Lighter on one side, that side. Okay. Chalk. Or a lighter extension of it. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's working. That's great. I like that. Yeah, a few more highlights on the foreground grass and we done. I think I can even use this brush, to be honest. And I'm always honest. Yeah, sorry for that to be honest expression. That's my wife. That's how she talks and I live with her. So there you go. That's kind of an English thing to say. It's not as much an American thing. Okay. Damn, Mike, come on, man. What are you doing? Getting paint. I don't mind getting paint on myself. I hate getting paint on my clothes. I just got a little on my shirt. And that's why you're going to need a bottle of spirits. Even if you're not working with the spirits. Cool. Down. Yeah, I totally lost control of that brush. Did you see that on the palette? All that paint was building up there? A little orange, I think. Not really enough oil here to do this, but let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, what I was trying to do was make the reference smaller. It's not doing it. The brush ain't gonna do it. I don't like it. I need that. I need the filbert. I'm going to use the little one that I'm just using for a dedicated black brush. We're far enough along now. I'll just use that drawing brush if I need to. And I will do a little more black, but I'm pretty happy with where we're at. You are empty. I don't want this too goopy. It's already pretty goopy. We don't need a lot. Really doing what I want. I'm looking for tact. It's a little chunky. It's lost it a bit. Let's see how we go with that. My darks here are kind of taking on a life of their own on the grass by the path. I'll go a little stronger in those trees. It might be too strong. Down on its own. Don't really want it fighting with that either. Just a few bits. That's not working. There you. Nice. No, I had stasis there, but on that part of the grass. So adding lighter could have been a problem, but yeah. I'm going to live dangerously. That's how I roll. Alright, well, we're doing good. It's 20 to 3. We're done. Hope you enjoyed watching me paint this. I think it looks good. Oh yeah, a few more darks I wanted to do. Got some bunching up, but let's get those darks I was talking about, and we'll use this drawing brush for that. That is not my drawing brush, is it? Is it? Is it? It must be. Okay. Ivory black will be slightly darker. I mean, it is dark enough. Pretty sure this kind of tree is called a tundra. I didn't do anything up there. Oh, that's so funny, Mike. Yeah, you're funny. Oh, I just scraped up all the green. It's okay. Mostly what I want there is like more real glowy green. I definitely don't want that. Fine. Okay. All right, what are we gonna do now? Just get rid of some of these little puckers, whatever you call them, just places where the paint is bunching up. Basically like things. This doesn't look like I'm doing much on the camera. It's important when you're doing this to wipe, otherwise if you don't, when you come back in, you put the putting the paint down that you just picked up. It kind of defeats the purpose. You can do blending like this, where the brush will be way more destructive. This is slightly destructive, but only slightly. I'll call it a day. I'm happy with that painting. Okay. Did you know you could buy the book? Landscapepainter.co.nz. The book cost $65 US. Did you know?